Welcome back. So, we have a pre-order up for an upcoming tank squad duo. It seems that the Germans and the Russians are finally getting the treatment that the Americans and the Japanese have had. You may recall that the Americans have a premium Pershing with some rockets on it, and the Japanese have a premium Ho-Ri. Well, what we're going to be getting is a premium IS-1 for the USSR and a premium Tiger for Germany. And interestingly enough, these are both going to be coming in at BR4. So that's honestly pretty good. BR4 is a good BR for the Tiger. There's a Tiger in the German tech tree that's been at BR4 for a long time and it performs very well. Um, Generally, German teams are dominated by Panthers at BR4, but because you have to play up, like the Panther is okay, it's fine. I just prefer the Tiger. It's a bit boxier. I think you could argue that you can do more with the armor on the Panther, but having the 88, even if it's the shorter 88 with the KWK 36, it's still a pretty good gun. Um, Against the IS, you're gonna have to get good angles on it. If you played the recent event with Japan and Russia, we had Tigers and IS-1s fighting each other there. They're actually like a very good mirror matchup for each other. That being said, in that engagement, the IS-1 usually has the advantage because of the flat armor on the Tiger, but it kind of depends on the terrain and how you angle and whatnot. I like both tanks though. If you go back through my videos far enough in the past, I did a comparison between the IS-1 and the IS-2. Um, Generally speaking, I think it comes down to player preference. Like you're getting a lower pen gun with the IS-1, but against most things that you shoot at, it's good enough. You just need to understand your enemy and, choose your engagements, but it shoots faster. Whereas if you take something like the IS-2 has way more alpha damage. It's tremendously more, and it has more pen. So if you want something that's reliably going to kill whatever you shoot it at most of the time. Like there are still areas where you'll bounce, but most of the time, if you shoot the correct spot on an enemy tank with an IS-2, it's going away. Um, the armor's also different on the two of them. Um, the IS-2 1944, I believe, has an updated hull, and it has a Dishka. But whether or not you prefer each hull, again, I think comes down to player preference. Like generally, I think the 1944 is the superior tank, but your mileage may vary. That being said, as premium tanks, I think both of these are going to perform exceptionally well. Um, the IS-1 is effectively just a giant T-34 85 with a little bit more armor. It might turn out to be a frustrating tank to use because its armor doesn't always hold up, especially against the anti-tank threats that you run into at BR5. And the thing is, being BR4, theoretically you could play down into BR3, but realistically, most of the time you're probably playing into BR5. And again, it's good enough to play at BR5. It's just you're going to be dealing with King Tigers, you're going to be dealing with Offenrohrs, you're going to be dealing with Panzerfaust 100s. Both of those have more than enough AP to go through basically anywhere on you. That's doubly true for the Tigers since you're flat everywhere. I don't know. They're both good tanks. I don't think that they're going to be a bad pickup. $49.99 is pretty much what you'd expect for a pack in Enlisted these days. The fact that you're getting both tanks, though, it's not bad. It's like 25 bucks a tank, and they're BR4. There are obviously BR5 premiums out there, like the planes, for example, that came out a few months ago are an example. Or last update we had the Silent STG squad. They're also BR5. They're also a fantastic squad. So if you're into vehicles and you're into tanks, I don't think that this is going to be bad. The name decorators are kind of nifty too. Also, kind of like the skins on them. They do look nice. That tiger in particular, depending on the terrain you're on, you might be able to hide that pretty well. Theoretically, you could get some bushes and throw them on there that better fit like Normandy, but at least having something on the gun barrel will probably help a little bit. And I am kind of fond of the white stripes that they put on some of the Soviet tanks. But a lot of the like stock tanks and skins in most of these games don't actually have that. It's usually on more like premium skins, so it's cool. Generally speaking, I think that these are going to be wildly popular. Like eventually when they separate these, I suspect the Tiger will be far more popular than the IS just because the Tiger's a fan favorite. I suspect that we'll see a lot of these in game. Like I obviously don't have enlisted numbers, but like I don't think that this is going to be like as OP or crazy as when say the KA-50 came out. But I do think it's going to be really, really popular just because everybody who likes Germany more or less seems to like the Tiger, and now you can get a Tiger and you don't even have to play the tech tree. Whether or not I'd recommend going and just getting a Tiger when you've got nothing else, like you could make it work, but like would not be me. So let me know what you think down below. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.